cell. It's 1:18 here in East Tennessee. I wanted to get this information out to you all because I had posted this question on my community page, and I am befuddled to what is going on. Nancy Guthrie, the case, where it's going. But before I get into my commentary, I want to read some of the questions I asked on my community page and reveal the answers pertaining to her disappearance. The person now asking for one Bitcoin, is it the person that demanded $4 and $6 million to be deposited into a Bitcoin wallet? Yes, 4%. No, a new crook, 68%. Not sure, 68%. The search for Nancy Guthrie in Catalina foothills. She's alive, 5%. Recovery, 79%. Not sure, 16%. Is Nancy Guthrie a victim of an SA? 5% says yes. And Bitcoin transaction, 67% yes, 13% no, 20% not sure. Should TMZ stop publicly reporting ransom emails? 79% of you said yes, 21% no, 0% not sure. As most of you know, a black glove has been discovered out there near Nancy's home. The glove was found 1.5 miles from her residence. Does it belong to the suspect? 13% yes, 33% said no, 53% of you said you're not sure. As most of you know, a man by the name of Carlos Palazuelos was detained by authorities but then let go. Is he the suspect that took Nancy Guthrie from her home? No, 47%. Not sure, 47%. More people involved with him, 7%. Feel free to take the polls on my community page. What I want to discuss with you briefly in this late morning is the who and the why. Many people have been speculating to who abducted this elderly woman from her home and the motive. I don't know. I'm just as baffled as many of you. Why? Because as I stated to you all, most people removed from their home during a crime, specifically they are already deceased in the home, they are removed by somebody that knows them, removed to be disposed of. Rarely does a perpetrator remove a body. And it makes sense. Why would a stranger remove a body when they don't know the person? The person doesn't know him or her. There's no connection. The only thing I could think of, since this Carlos business came up, and once again, this is still an open investigation. They're still going through phone data and everything pertaining to him, his family. Could it be Nancy? Hello, Desert, how are you? Could it be Nancy was a victim of a sexual assault? She was friendly, she spoke to the person. We know that she is a Christian woman. Could it be she was witnessing to a stranger, delivering a package or a DoorDash or Uber driver, and she was telling them, hey, if you ever need someone to talk to, you can stop by, you can visit, you can call, because we really don't know her. And that's the one thing a lot of psychologists are speaking about on podcasts. It's the victimology. So when you can get a hold of the victimology and who the victim is, you can get a better understanding of possibly the who and the why. So let's remove family and friends as suspects or subjects. Let's say that Nancy is a friendly person. She likes to witness to people about God and becoming a Christian. Could it be she invited someone over, gave an invitation? Come over, You can sit with myself and some friends and we could talk about the Lord and God and you being saved. Could somebody have been complaining about their life to her? She was outside, retrieving a package, and it was a delivery driver, Uber, whomever, and she was listening intently. But the person mistook her friendliness. Could it be one of those options? That she told somebody they were welcome to visit her or call her? Did she ever give her phone number out to any delivery persons, Uber driver, or DoorDash person? Okay? Did anybody ever make contact with her to talk about their personal problems? To talk about God, being saved? Because this could be something just that simple. She was witnessing to somebody and they decided to take it to a whole nother level. She's nice to me. She likes me. Could it be, and I don't mean to be disrespectful, but I have seen this with an elderly neighbor that I used to take care of. She was an older woman who liked younger men. And I don't want anyone to get upset at what I'm saying, but you do have to be logical. You don't know people. She was still a woman. And just because a person is elderly, it does not mean they don't desire company. It does not mean they have stopped desiring comfort of a man or a woman. So who's to say that she talked to somebody, flirted with them? Because some people might say, well, Queen, the person in the photograph looks like they could be young. Well, most of you know that a lot of young men do like older women. And some of you may think this is a disrespectful conversation, but the point I'm trying to make to you is we don't have any idea what the hell happened. And right now it's not looking good. The fact that law officials are out here searching near her home and also have found a glove or gloves, which leads me to believe they tracked it through geofencing. And that is why they're out there. That is why they went to talk to Carlos. So who's to say that she was friendly with someone, talking to someone, and they mistook her kindness, became interested in her in that way? Maybe she rebuffed a man, young man, and said, well, no, I'm not interested like that, but we could talk about God. Do you understand what I'm saying? Because you don't know people until you talk to them. And maybe she had a conversation that went left. And it went into a sexual nature, and maybe she was offended. And maybe she said, well, I prefer you don't come back here. I prefer you not be my driver. See, we don't know. Because the one thing I've learned about people will try you, people will test you. So I'm wondering if perhaps this was a sexual assault, because many people are judging the behavior of the person who was, at the camera, fumbling with weeds, flowers, or whatever, acting just basically abnormal. Some people think he knew the camera was there. Some think he didn't know the camera was there. My point is, he took a GUN, which leads me to believe he didn't care if the camera was there or not. He was going to exact harm against this lady. So he was going to hurt her. And we learned about blood outside and that there was a crime scene inside. And the only thing I can come up with, if this is not a hired hit on an elderly lady for whatever reason, monetary, family member, friend, church member, she said something out of the way to somebody and they got offended. Why are you going to her home with a gun? You hit her, but what else did you do? And since everybody's been focusing on the 41 minutes total of the person being at the camera, inside, the camera possibly recording this person inside, what was the person doing? for so long until her pacemaker stopped connecting to the Bluetooth and Apple devices. Now, I said if it was somebody that knew her and it was family, could be they were looking for documents. But what if, just what if, it's a random person or somebody who she has spoken with? And as I said, they went in to sexually assault her. They are known to be a sexual assaulter, could have been accused of sexual assault in their past. And that's what they were doing when they were in her home. And when they were done, they carried her out, and he disposed of Nancy Guthrie. And that is why they are looking for her possibly in the Catalina foothills, because they are going off of digital evidence, geofencing, of someone who was rambling around in that general area that early Sunday morning after 2 a.m. Because you have to ask yourself, if it's off the beaten path of a road, why are you out there after 2 in the morning or 3? Doing what? It's pitch dark. And since everyone wants to go on and on about this appreciation for the sky and the stars, then explain why somebody would be rambling around in the damn dark. Doing what exactly? Where there are no houses in the general area where the gloves were found. Stay woke. Disposing of evidentiary material. So I won't doubt that this is a recovery and they are in the general area where they're getting digital evidence. And I think it won't be long that there will be a discovery of Nancy Guthrie. It's hard to understand the human mind and what leads people to be in this crazy space. Hello, Spirit, how are you? Why a person would want to harm an 84-year-old. Why would they put their hands on her? But as I have told you in my previous lives, Savannah Guthrie and her family, and none of us should ever believe anything a person has to say about a ransom, a Bitcoin, or any form of money. Because if a person is willing to break into your home, violate you, and dispose of your body, if indeed they are the same person asking for money or in conjunction with somebody else, why would you trust anything they have to say? They are not trustworthy. I do not believe that these ransom demands are connected to the person that took Nancy out of her home. I believe these are people taking advantage of the situation of a woman missing. That's what I believe. That's my commentary. That perhaps we're looking in the wrong direction. That maybe it's not a family member. This isn't about greed. This isn't about Savannah. This isn't about a stalker. This isn't about somebody getting back at the mother to get back at Savannah. Could it be that somebody looked at the mother, Nancy, in a sexual manner and lied in wait and broken her home and violated her sexually? Because think about this. Why would you remove the body? What was your motive for going to her home in the AM with a weapon? And that's what I'm focusing on at the moment. Maybe it's not what we think it is or what I've been thinking it is, the motive and the person. Could this be a sexual assault? And the person knew, if I leave the body, I'm also leaving evidence of DNA, inside, outside, and I can't have it linked back to me. Because what if we find out this person is in a sex offender registry? They have been investigated before for allegations of sexual assault, but wasn't prosecuted. They definitely wouldn't want someone knocking on their door saying, oh, we hear that you sexually assaulted an 84-year-old. There was DNA left behind. Stay woke. Hello. Hello, Scotty Girl. Thank you. Hello. How are you? 21.99. Hello, Gigi. Yes. Because what you always have to remember is that most crimes committed here in the United States, it's from somebody known to the victim. So when you talk about removing a body, that's why. Linkage. And the only time strangers remove bodies of another stranger from their home is because they have done something to the victim that could tie them to him or her, such as a sexual assault. Weigh in, take the polls on my community page. Let me know what you think. Let me know your theory of what you believe has happened to this lady. Take my polls. Tell me if you think she's alive, she's hidden somewhere. Do you think this is a recovery? That law officials are looking for remains of Nancy. And as I said, pertaining to TMZ, it is time for you to shut it down with the emails and go in public, give it a rest. Because it is a clown show at this point. And by now, Mr. Harvey, you should realize you are aiding the nonsense with these crooks, and it doesn't look good. Follow me on the Newsbreak app. Like, share, subscribe. Welcome all new subscribers, viewers. If you'd like to donate to this great network, $ Big Angie 129 Cash App. Stickers and chats are always welcome during the live stream. Thank you for your time. It's not that I think they're lying. I think they're aiding foolishness. There's a woman missing and possibly deceased and thrown out like trash. So running back, repeating stupid stuff about emails is looking ridiculous at this point because many people don't believe that they are related. So it's not helping. And frankly, as many officials have said who work in law enforcement, if you're trying to get money from a family, you do not want other people knowing your blueprint. You're going to do it quietly. But I get it. We're in a digital age now. They can't have you dropping the money off at a phone booth or a vacant parking lot because they would be apprehended. So this is their new manner, doing it through the Bitcoin. But the gist of the story is, in order for you to retrieve the money, you're going to have to identify yourself to get the money. So they're playing this cat and mouse game for greed. It has nothing to do with Nancy. Thank you so much for your time. Think about my theory. Let me know what you think. Because at this point, Queen is baffled. I don't know what to think anymore about the suspect, the motive, who's involved, who's not. But I want justice for this lady because she did not deserve this. And if I leave you with anything, any type of message, please check your security system and pay the due bill Okay? The do bill. Get a system where it will talk if someone is on the property, floodlights, motion lights, sounding alarms to where a person will say, okay, I'm leaving here. This machine is talking, sirens are going off because we don't want another Nancy Guthrie story. And even if you live in an apartment, I advise you to set up cameras in your apartment. As I shared a story in a live yesterday of two roommates down in Georgia, University of Georgia students, had a creepy crawly in their apartment, a maintenance man drinking their liquor, falling out drunk in their floor while they were gone. And then the next time he comes back at like 4 in the morning trying to get in their apartment saying he forgot something to repair. So ladies need to be careful. Living alone, roommate situations, you need to be very careful. And I advise you to get a security camera put in your apartment because many scenarios have taken place with women living alone and persons making entry into their apartments. Security, maintenance men, strangers, exes, whomever, you need to be careful. That's my commentary. Thank you for your time. You've been listening to the Vault Excel. You all have a wonderful day. Bye-bye. Thank you.